The story of Egypt's pyramids, the impossible engineering behind their creation. Welcome to the interesting flow. Changing travel trends occur over time. New travel destinations are added to the tourism map on a nearly daily basis. However, there are some destinations that draw a consistent influx of tourists year after year, regardless of the season or fashion. Travelers from all over the world have flocked to Egypt and its magnificent pyramids, which have remained a perennial favorite of adventurers. Stay with us to the conclusion to learn the narrative behind the revered world wonder, as well as some interesting facts about it. Following Djoser's death, the stepped pyramid became the standard for royal graves. None of the pyramids intended by his dynastic successors were ever finished in their entirety, probably due to their relatively short reigns. This tomb, one of three built for Sneferu, the first king of the 4th dynasty, is considered to be the world's oldest true pyramid, one with smooth sides, not stepped sides, and the world's oldest true pyramid. It was given this name because of the color of the limestone blocks that were used in the construction of the pyramid's core. The earliest pyramids were built between 2500 and 3000 BC. The earliest royal graves were carved into rock and covered with flat-roofed rectangular constructions known as mastabas, which were antecedents to the pyramids, dating back to the beginning of the dynastic era, 2950 BCE. Built for King Djoser of the 3rd dynasty, approximately 2630 BC at Saqqara, Egypt's earliest known pyramid is the world's oldest known structure. The step pyramid was originally intended to be a typical mastaba, but it expanded into something far more ambitious over time. A priest and healer named Imhotep is credited with designing the pyramid, which was later canonized as the patron saint of scribes and physicians more than 1,400 years after its construction. Djoser's nearly 20-year rule saw the construction of 6-step tiers of stone, as opposed to mud brick, as most earlier tombs were, that eventually reached a height of approximately 204 feet, 62 meters, making it the tallest building in the world at the time. There was a complex of courtyards, temples, and shrines surrounding the step pyramid where Djoser might spend his eternity, and the step pyramid was one of them. Following Djoser's death, the step pyramid became the standard for royal graves. However, none of the pyramids intended by his dynastic successors were ever finished in their entirety, probably due to their relatively short reigns. This tomb, one of three built for Sneferu, the first king of the 4th dynasty, is considered to be the world's oldest true pyramid, one with smooth sides, not stepped sides, and the world's oldest true pyramid, one with stepped sides, 2613 to 2589 BC. It was given this name because of the color of the limestone blocks that were utilized in the construction of the pyramid's core. The Giza Plateau includes the Great Pyramids of Giza. None of the world's pyramids is more famous than the Great Pyramids of Giza, which are situated on a plateau on the west bank of the Nile River, just outside the city limits of modern-day Cairo. The Great Pyramid at Giza, the oldest and largest of the 3 pyramids at Giza, is the sole surviving construction from the renowned 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it is the only one that has survived to this day. It was constructed for Pharaoh Khufu, Cheops in Greek, Sneferu's successor, and the second of the 8 monarchs of the 4th dynasty, who was the second of the 8 kings to rule Egypt. Despite the fact that Khufu reigned for 23 years, 2589 to 2566 BC, little is known of his reign other than the magnificence of his pyramid complex. The sides of the pyramid's base measure an average of 755.75 feet, 230 meters, and the pyramid's original height was 481.4 feet, 147 meters, making it the largest pyramid in the world at the time of its construction. The Great Pyramid is flanked by 3 smaller pyramids built for Khufu's queens and a tomb containing the empty sarcophagus of Khufu's mother, Queen Hetepher's, was discovered nearby. In the same way that other pyramids are surrounded by rows of mastabas, where relatives or officials of the monarch were buried in order to follow and support him in the afterlife, Khufu's pyramid is encircled by rows of mastabas. The middle pyramid at Giza was constructed for Pharaoh Khafre, the son of Khufu, 2558 to 2532 BC. The Pyramid of Khafre is the second tallest pyramid at Giza, and is home to Pharaoh Khafre's tomb, which is located within it. The Great Sphinx, a guardian statue carved in limestone, with the head of a man and the body of a lion, was a one-of-a-kind feature of Khafre's pyramid complex. It was the only one of its kind in the world. It was the tallest statue in the ancient world, at 240 feet long and 66 feet high, and it was the largest in the ancient world. As a representation of a local form of the god Horus, the Great Sphinx would eventually come to be worshipped itself during the 18th dynasty, about 1500 BCE. The southernmost pyramid at Giza was erected for Khafre's son Menkaure, and it is the tallest structure in the world, 2532 to 2503 BC. There are 3 pyramids in all, but this one is the shortest, 218 feet, and serves as a prototype for the lesser pyramids, who constructed the pyramids. Despite popular belief that the pyramids were constructed by slaves or foreigners forced into labor, skeletons discovered in the area indicate that the workers were most likely native Egyptian agricultural laborers who worked on the pyramids during the time of year when the Nile River flooded much of the surrounding land, allowing them to work on the pyramids. To construct Khufu's Great Pyramid, around 2.3 million pieces of stone, each weighing approximately 2.5 tons, had to be cut, transported, and erected from various locations. Later archaeological evidence reveals that the workforce may have numbered approximately 20,000 people rather than 100,000 as claimed by the ancient Greek historian Herodotus. The Pyramid era has come to an end, despite the fact that pyramid construction continued during the 5th and 6th dynasties. The general quality and scale of the structures, as well as the power and riches of the kings themselves, deteriorated during this time period. After that, beginning with the Pyramid of King Unas, 2375 to 2345 BC, pyramid builders began inscribing written descriptions of events that took place during the king's reign on the walls of his burial chamber and the remainder of the pyramid's interior, a practice that would continue for centuries. The pyramid texts, as they are known, are the oldest major religious compositions from ancient Egypt that have been discovered. Pepi II, 2278 to 2184 BC, the second king of the 6th dynasty, was the last of the great pyramid builders. He came to power as a young boy and ruled for 94 years, making him the longest reigning monarch in Egyptian history. When he took over, Old Kingdom prosperity had begun to wane, and the pharaoh had lost some of his quasi-divine prestige as the influence of non-royal administrative officials had grown. Pepi II's pyramid, which was constructed in Saqqara and completed some 30 years into his reign, was significantly shorter, 172 feet, than those of the Old Kingdom. As a result of Pepi's death, Egypt entered a period of turmoil known as the First Intermediate Period, during which the monarchy and its strong central administration were essentially destroyed. Although other monarchs, including those of the 12th dynasty, would return to pyramid construction during the so-called Middle Kingdom phase, the magnitude of their work would never approach that of the Great Pyramids. The pyramids of Giza today tomb robbers and other vandals raided Egypt's pyramids in both ancient and modern times, removing the majority of the bodies and burial goods from the tombs and plundering the structure's exteriors as well. The Great Pyramids, which have been stripped of much of their clean white limestone covers, no longer stand at their original heights. Khufu's pyramid, for example, stands just 451 feet tall. The pyramids continue to draw millions of visitors each year, lured by their towering beauty and the continuing appeal of Egypt's rich and magnificent past, despite their deteriorating condition. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe to this channel